Year. I hope you had a great start to the new year. It's quite early in the morning today because as part of my New Year's resolutions, I have been trying to wake up a little bit earlier so that I can finish earlier in the afternoon and have more free time for myself. So it's a cozy morning, it's early in the morning, it's cloudy outside, and I lit all of my cozy lightings. So I also have my yogurt bowl here in this very cute apple bowl. Another New Year resolution for me is to try and have breakfast every day because I normally just drink coffee and I know that that's not very healthy for me, so I've been trying to have breakfast, and this bowl has been motivating me because it's too cute. I got it from Flying Tiger. Today I wanted to sit down and talk to you about my artist resolutions for this year. I wrote them down in my journal, so I'm going to read them to you. I'm feeling quite positive about 2026. I just feel like it's going to be a good year. 2025 was probably the worst year of my life in terms of everything, like my personal life, my work. It was a very bad year, so I really want to start fresh and with a positive mindset for 2026. I don't want to set very big goals, but I do want to prioritize consistency and also my well-being, my mental health and physical health. And for this new start, I also cut my hair. I always get the same haircut, but I did get my fringe a little bit shorter and I think it's very cute. So let me read you my artist resolutions. Okay, so my first resolution is to work on my own projects. This is something that I always put aside for some reason, but I have these two stories that I have had in mind for like more than a year, and I never make time to work on them and to try and create projects that I can send to publishers so I can try to see my stories published. Whenever I work on my own project, I always feel like I'm kind of losing time because I don't know if these projects are ever going to be published, so I'm always insecure, and whenever I work on them I just kind of procrastinate because I'm scared and I'm kind of insecure. But I want to prioritize working on my projects this year. I already have these two stories in mind and I really think that it's worth trying to complete this project, and it's worth trying to send them to publishers and try and see if I can get them published. If I'll never try, I'll never know. Since I have more time, because I haven't had as much work lately as I had a year ago, I have more time now, so I think it's the perfect opportunity to try and work on my own stories. I really need to focus on these ideas this year, and I really want to see both of these projects finished by the end of the year. The first one is a graphic novel. I've never worked on a comic before, so I'm kind of scared that I won't be able to do it, but again, if I'll never try, I'll never know. So maybe I'll take you to my process of studying this new language for me, so the language of comics. And the second story is a illustrated album, so it's something that I'm more familiar with. For the second story, I actually already have everything ready. I have all of my text, and I also have a storyboard. So I just really need to sit down and work on my character design and on the final illustrations. So I will update you through the year on how these two projects are going. My second resolution is to finish my sketchbook. Also, let me show you my new cover for my sketchbook. It's so cute. My girlfriend made it for me. I'm obsessed. It's absolutely adorable. So I really want to finish this sketchbook by the end of the year. It doesn't have too many pages, so I think we can do it. The third resolution is to share more of my process online. Sometimes before filming a video or sharing a piece of art on social media, I always feel like everything has to be perfect. Like before filming videos, I feel like it has to be the perfect day with the perfect lighting, and I have to have perfect hair, and sometimes this stops me from posting stuff online because obviously these circumstances are never going to be perfect. So if I wait for the perfect moment, then I never post anything. So I really want to try and let go of this fear of imperfection and just share more of my process online. And I only have one last resolution. I don't know if we can call this one a resolution, but I don't want to be afraid of change. Sometimes when I see my art style changing, when I see my color palettes changing and evolving, I feel a little bit scared because I feel like people aren't going to like it anymore. Because I feel like some people follow me for a certain type of art style, or some publishers want to work with me because they know that I draw in a certain way. So whenever I experiment and I see my art change, I get a little bit afraid, and sometimes I try to stop that change, which I think isn't good at all. I think that evolving is absolutely part of everyone's art journey, and I think it's so important. So I want to let go of this fear of change and embrace new traits in my art style, embrace new color palettes. I want to really trust my instincts and myself on what is working for myself in that moment. So I don't want to stop change anymore. I want to embrace it. I'm curious to know if you also have artist resolutions this year, or just simple resolutions that you want to work on. So if you feel like sharing them, maybe share them in the comments. So now I'm ready to start my day. I'm going to write my morning pages in my journal, and then I'm going to work on the character design for one of my 2 personal projects. And I'm going to film that even if it's not going to be perfect. This is a very simple sketch that I just did. And I don't think this is going to be her face. I don't really like it, but I do like this pen that I used for the outline. It's this new Procreate pen, this one. I think it's perfect for these rough lines that I want to use for my characters. Last year I already did some studies for the main character of my illustrated album, and her name is Camilla, and I was really focusing on movement, and I wanted to have a very dynamic main character. I want this style of this story to be very sketchy and not very defined, so I worked with these watercolor blobs, and I just traced some lines with the pencils on top. So I'm referencing these today for the character studies that I want to do, but I want to do them in Procreate. I want to do them digitally, and I still want to try and keep this very rough type of sketch, and I really want these dynamic lines to be the distinctive trait of this project. Direction with this one. This pen that I use here is definitely perfect. I'm going to draw her in a couple more poses, and I still want to make sure that I want to go for this type of face.
Last week I started to read Breasts and Eggs by Meiko Kawakami, and it's such a beautiful book. I read 100 pages very quickly. I was a little bit blocked. I wasn't really reading much in the past few months. The last book that I read was We Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson, and I loved it. But after that, I picked up a couple of books that I didn't finish because I didn't really enjoy them. So I really didn't know what to read, and this book has been on my TBR for more than a year, I think. I received some gift cards for Christmas and I bought this book, and I'm thankful that I did. I was a little bit scared to get even more blocked with a book that was going to be this long, but actually I'm very invested in this story. I think that this style of writing really hooks you, so every time that I put this book down, I can't wait for the next time that I get to read. So this was a great choice to get out of this reading block that I had. I'm only 100 pages in, as I was saying. For now, it really feels like an exploration of the feminine body and how us women live in our body, how we perceive our bodies in different ages of our lives in this society. So it's very interesting, and I like the characters. They are very realistic. I can't wait to see where this story will go. I'm trying to take things slow. I didn't set a reading goal this year because last year I did, and then a lot of stuff happened and I just didn't read much. So this year I'm just taking things slow and just reading whatever I feel like reading and whenever I feel like it. So now I'm going to get a little bit of reading done, and after that we are going to start working on my project again. And also want to show you a mini sketchbook tour. I realized I haven't showed you my sketchbook in a while. Also, this is my cute bookmark. The paper is satin paper, so it's super cool in person. I think that a friend of mine got me this one at the Uffizi in Firenze, and it's the Botticelli painting. Super cute. And I think it somehow fits the theme of this book. I promised myself that if I was going to work on this project for real and actually get it done by the end of the year, I didn't have to be afraid of the ugly face of a project. I'm always stuck whenever it comes to doing rough sketches and ugly drawings, because I never trust the process and I can never imagine that that ugly sketch is going to turn into something more beautiful in the late stages of a project. The ugly part and the rough sketches are very crucial, especially when you are doing a storyboard. You can't get lost in the details, otherwise you will give importance to part of the drawing that are not as important as others. So since I'm someone who always gets lost in the details, and I always like to add as many details as I can, and I want to see the finished illustration, the pretty illustration right away, I decided to make a very ugly storyboard so that I would only focus on the composition and I wouldn't focus on the main character, just the blockings and the overall way that this story is progressing in this book. So this is my very ugly storyboard. I even wrote the title in a super ugly handwriting. It really hurts to show this. I never show my ugly sketches, but new year, new me. I'm going to show the ugly face too, and I'm going to embrace the process. So let me show you some pages of this storyboard.
We are in Ravello and we are visiting all the villas here, and it's a very cold day but the sun is very warm, so it's the perfect day to visit because during January there aren't so many tourists, so we are very lucky to have this place all for ourselves.